There we are. Whoops.
I don't see us on YouTube yet.
Yeah, we're there.
Oh, okay.
I need to mute though because it's echoing.
There
Yeah,
we
we're on.
go. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. We're dealing with some technical issues. We'll be going in just a moment, but tonight we're going to be doing some mediumship rescue work, and we're going to be working with drug overdose deaths and suicides in that way, having to do with fentanyl or any other type of drug. And also anybody else, any other earthbound spirits that happen to come along and would choose to cross over. So we'll be working with them as well. And then any suggestions that any of you have, please chime in the chat, and we'll look at those periodically and take care of things.
Yes, thanks, Mike. Hello, everyone.
Yes.
I see Rev Ned is here.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Grace Hendricks, real estate agent.
Oh,
Grace
yeah.
and medium Chris Leon from
Good
Valley
friend of
Springs,
mine.
California. Nice, nice. Hello. And we are here to, as Mike was saying, help anyone that maybe need help, who may have died suddenly from a drug overdose, and we're having a really bad fentanyl problem here in our country now. So that is something that we would like to help anyone with that may not understand that they have crossed or needs help. So we're going to focus on that tonight. And like Mike said, anything else that comes up, we'll see what comes up. So those of you that are watching are welcome to join us in your inner work as well, and your inner sight, and help us to see if you can get anything as well. So we're really honored to be able to do this work.
Yes.
Yeah. And for those that don't know us, well, I'll start. I am Sharon S Kumara, and I am a psychic medium in the Portland, Oregon area. And this work that we're doing tonight, I came across by accident, kind of when I started using EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon, with working to get spirit voices, and I kept hearing people saying help, help, help. And I realized, oh gosh, okay, so there's people there that need our help. And I have so many recordings of people that I've helped cross over, and have done it with groups too, and where I hear them, the spirits, the people thank us and say things and confirm that what we're doing is real.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So it's not made up, it's real.
Yes.
Yeah. And we can get stuck, I guess you could say. And I'm sure the people here watching probably already know this, but we can get stuck if we don't know that we passed, or there's been trauma or something like that, and we have died suddenly, and we don't understand that. Because when you die, I've had 2 near-death experiences, so when you die, it's not a lot different sometimes than it is. I mean, we're still alive. We don't die. We still exist. So unfortunately, if we don't know how to die, because we're not really taught how to die here in Western society, right?
Right.
Then it can be confusing.
Very much so.
Yeah, it depends on what's going on with our emotional bodies and our mind and mental bodies, whether we are able to move across into the heavenly realms.
Exactly. So my name is Mike
Go
Dinkel.
ahead, Mike.
I'm a psychic, medium, channel, healer of many modalities, and just love doing this work. I first experienced this work at about 16 years old. I had just started driving. pulled up in the driveway and got out of the car and felt this lady energy, this lady's energy. I didn't know it was a lady at first. I just felt this energy watching me. And so I spoke to it. I had felt energies before, but this was the first one that was communicating with me and talked with me. She was from the late 1800s, early 1900s. The house she was in was built in 1910, and she and her husband built the house. Her husband was a doctor, and either she had a miscarriage or an abortion. I never found out what, but she was afraid to go because she was part of the death of a baby, and she thought she was going to heaven. This was back in Pacific Grove, where it was back then it was a Methodist retreat, and so very staunch religion. And so spent the next 45 minutes talking to her and explaining how things had changed, how religions had changed, and then got her to cross over. And I had never done that before. And I only knew about it by reading books on it. But I knew this lady needed to be crossed over. And I thought, well, I can't do anything wrong, so let's see if we can help her. And it was wonderful.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Okay. So, Grace says her nephew, she says, my nephew, Paul Valdez, died from this, and we care for his two children, Kalani and Kalia. Hope I'm pronouncing their names correctly. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shame.
And Nun, I think is how you pronounce your handle there, taught how to die. Oh, can't hear us. Can you hear me? Tell us if you can hear us.
Yes. Can you?
Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. You can hear? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me turn
Oh,
up
hi, Rosia.
my microphone's up all the way. So I should be able to see here.
Huh. It may be Grace's connection that can't hear, because the other friend of mine said she can hear us.
Revned says very loud. Okay.
Okay.
Whoops.
So
Okay.
I don't know what you know about being taught to die, but it involves working with our chakras and leaving our body. And it's a process that was taught for many thousands of years. But when doctors came in and the local family doctors that used to visit our house and work on us left, then things shifted and changed, and that was no longer taught because doctors wanted more control over us. And so it involves your chakras and weaving in and out of them and leaving through that energy. And when I'm working with somebody, like most recently my sister, what I did was I worked with their chakras and got them energized and cleared, and that allowed her to leave her body much easier.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Also, I believe that when I was taught, because I don't know if I mentioned, I've had two near-death experiences, and I was taught to turn around, take our attention off the earth plane when we leave our physical body, take our attention off the earth plane, because what we're doing is we're still attached or looking at, and our focus is on the earth plane. So take our attention off the earth plane, and we can call out for our guides. We can call out for our loved ones, our ancestors, for God, for Yeshua, for Jesus, for Buddha, for whoever we have a connection to, and think about moving into the higher planes. Think about our higher self. Think about moving into the higher realms. Think about that rather than thinking about the earth plane, our old life. And that helps us move forward into the higher planes. So the higher we get when we pass, the better off we are, because it's a lot easier to lower our frequency than it is to raise our frequency.
Yes.
Unless we know how.
Yeah.
So it's the same here as there. Yeah. So that's what how I understand it, and that's what helped me when I mean, it was just and also, and it's rare to get stuck, in my opinion. I mean, we've had many lifetimes, so it's rare. And we do stay on the earth plane for a while. It's not unusual to stay and make sure our loved ones are okay and things like that. That's not unusual. And be aware that we're doing that. So awareness is always the key, right? And so, and so moving into the higher planes can be just something we may want to do a little bit later, as long as we make sure everything's okay, and just keeping our attention there. Doesn't mean we can't come back and be or lower our frequency to be close to our loved ones whenever we want. But
Right.
it's really important that we do, like Mike was saying as well, is that we do release that attachment to the physical plane. And it's pretty much natural for us. I believe that when we do pass on a normal basis, that we know what to do. But the more we know, the easier our transition is. I mean, pretty much every religion, except for, I think, Christianity, teaches us how to die, or every faith, I think, except for, maybe fundamental Christianity doesn't. It just tells you either go to hell or heaven, and then purgatory if you which I believe is the earth plane. I believe purgatory is actually the earth plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was taught that by several teachers that there really is no hell.
Right.
You create your own hell if you choose to, to punish yourself.
Yeah.
And people will experience that when they pass. If they are thinking that will happen, then, I mean, your thoughts are energy and it goes out. And so you create your own reality, and you will create a type of hell.
Yeah.
I've most recently helped lady's grandfather come out of that. We were talking, and she was saying how her grandfather is trapped in hell. And I said, well, I don't have a belief in hell. And then I could feel his energy come in, and I'm like, he's here. And she's, who's here? And I said, your grandfather. So I'm going to talk to you, but I also want him to hear what I'm saying, and that there is no such thing as hell. And I went on to tell him, and as well as her, and the energy started shifting, because you could feel this negative feeling, or doom and gloom, I call it.
Yeah.
And it shifted, and he said, this is amazing. It's changing. It's changing right in front of my eyes, And I said, yeah, it can. And it's so incredible. I mean, and he thought that he wasn't capable of helping her while he was on the other side. So we talked about that, and he's because he was a gung-ho guy now, and he was in the military, and he had done some things that he thought would restrict him from going to heaven. So we talked about that, and it was nice. Really.
Yeah, it's all in the mind.
Yeah.
All in the mind. Just like here, it's all in our mind. What's going on in our mind is what takes us into those levels. So remember that. We have to remember that when we do make that final out of body experience.
Yes.
All right. So I'm not sure. So Grace says she can hear us now. Okay, good.
Yes, good.
All right. Hey, Shelley, you're not late. Don't worry.
Nope.
Yeah, this isn't class. Okay. Do Do you want to check on her nephew?
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay. Is that okay with you, Grace? Just type a yes or no or nay in your, or if you already know that he's good. But we can check in on him.
Yeah.
Then we'll do some other.
I kind of checked in already, and
Oh, did you? Okay.
yeah, I felt that he had crossed over, but it would be, if you feel something, yeah, he's crossed.
Says yes. Yeah. Yeah, I felt that right away.
Yeah, he's crossed over. So he's up in what we would call heaven. So that's good. And you are, Grace, you're capable of communicating with him just with your thoughts, with your love. You think about the good times that you spent together and all the joy and the fun you had together, and that brings them in. That energy goes out. The same energy, like most of us have thought of somebody, and 10 minutes later we get a phone call from them. That's that same energy that goes out from us. It connects with them. They may feel it or may not, but they suddenly think of us and say, oh, I haven't talked to Mike in a long time. I'm going to give him a call. I get the phone call and I say, oh, I was just thinking about you.
Right. That's
So it's
connection.
that same energy.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
thoughts are our telephone.
Yes.
They're telephone lines.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to do some spirit rescue? See who
Sure.
comes in. All right. And we invite anyone that's watching to also join in if they would like. Okay. Okay. And we've already said a blessing before we started.
Yes, we sure did.
Yeah. And invited everyone in that we would like to help. Okay. I see a male.
Yeah, I'm picking up on a male. I'm
Yeah.
not sure of the age yet.
He looks young to me. Too young to be on the other side. Maybe around 30.
Right. That's what I was thinking. 30, 30.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I do feel that he was in physical an addict. I see him scratching his arms. Whoops.
Yep.
Scratching kind of thing, which
Yeah.
is telling me that he was had some kind of addiction. Has had an addiction. Okay. I do feel he's confused. Also that he's
Yeah, he's not sure where he's at.
yeah. I feel like he's he doesn't understand why what I'm feeling from is why no one can see him or he speak to him, that kind of thing.
Right.
I mean, I just feel anxious,
Uh-huh.
I feel anxious. And my head hurts a little
Yeah,
bit.
mine too.
Yours too, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's
Headache.
let me see if I can get his name. So we need to help him understand what happened. I'm hearing Ronnie.
Yeah, I was hearing something with an O. Was it
Okay.
either John or Joe or Ronnie?
Feeling Ronnie is what I'm feeling. Okay. I'm getting confirmation on that, so I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
Okay. Uh right. He's saying he's saying that he's tried to quit so many times. He said I tried to quit so many times.
Yeah.
But he'd go right back. I feel like it may have been heroin or something. Yeah. He just kept and I just want to squinch. It just kept having to
Kept
go
him
back.
locked in. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's real hard to kick.
All right. We are helping him. I do have helpers there. I feel his ancestors are there waiting. Yeah, because I feel like he really cares about his family, and he's. Ooh, I want to cry. He's saying, am I dead? He's asking that question, and I'm telling him, we're telling him yes, yes. But you're not dead. You just left the physical plane. You left your physical body, and it's okay. Because he's saying, I don't want to disappoint my family again. Hear him saying that.
No.
Okay. All right. So all he needs to do is just turn around. Just turn around and see everyone there that that loves him.
Yeah.
There we go. And we're asking Archangel Michael to bring the light of the heavenly realms for him.
There we go. He says, and what do I do now?
Just move across. They're waiting for you.
Yeah.
Just take one step at a time. There you go. Just step into the light. Just move. It's like you can't move. Just move. There we go.
Great. Very good.
Yeah. I saw him turn around and like wave.
Yeah.
Like, keep going.
Yeah, when I just closed my eyes, I saw that too. It's like, thank you.
Yeah.
Once you step into that light, you feel that unconditional love, which is unlike anything on the earth. It's just melts you away. It's so amazing.
Yeah. Let's see who else we get. I feel two people here at the same time. I feel they're together.
Oh,
Do you see them, Mike?
yeah.
Looks like a male and a female.
Okay, now I see them. Yeah, again, fairly young.
Yeah. Hmm. This feels like to me, like an intentional thing, though.
Yeah.
Are you getting that?
Yeah. Yeah. That they both agreed on it and did it.
Right.
And a lot of religions frown against that, but long before you do that, you've thought about it. And those thoughts, again, are energy, and they go out from you, and they connect with your guides, your higher self, and they will okay it, so to speak, and allow it to take place. Because sometimes this earth is just overwhelming, and we're in situations that we feel we can't deal with. And so there is the possibility to do that.
Yeah, and there is no religion on the other side.
No, there
So
isn't.
yeah,
And you
it's
don't, yeah, exactly, Sharon.
there's no judgment, no religion.
Right,
So yeah, and any guilt that we feel is what we brought forward, and it's programming that
right,
we have going on within us if we do end our agreement here.
yeah,
It just means that we have to go into a healing space and understand, you know, the consequences of it, if there are any, that kind of thing. And
right.
then repeat, unfortunately, usually, not always,
Yeah,
but yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, I do feel that they are in a space, because I'm getting this information from her. I do feel like it was an intentional overdose.
Yeah.
Yeah. And both of them did it at the same time, and they thought that they could escape their pain, but they didn't, is what they're
Right.
showing me. And I just feel this really tightness in this ugh,
Yeah.
in my body, tightness. Yeah. Um and so they're she said, what I'm getting from her is nothing changed. Why is it that nothing changed?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The only
there
thing,
were,
yeah, the only thing that changes is you no longer have a body, but you still have the same pains.
well, yeah, and if you don't, um, if your mind is still mired, right, in the pain that, like you said, the pain, that the mental pain, the emotional pain, that kind of thing, that it's hard to release that, and feeling guilty, because I've heard and worked with people who have committed suicide, that on the other side, that say that, as soon as they do it, they regret it as soon as they do
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so, and not everyone, but usually, pretty much a big percentage. Um, so yeah, so that's what I'm getting with them. So then the guilt comes in with that, and that's really hard. So the guilt, the shame, all of those on top of what they were already dealing with. So let's get her
Right. Just
and
adds to it.
him. Yeah. Okay. So I am helping them understand that,
Okay. Good.
yeah, they do know that they left the physical, but they can't seem to get out of the pain that they had, that they
Oh,
shared together. So I do feel that they're like a couple, that they're together as a couple. Um, and they feel really young. I'm getting like 18.
oh,
Whew,
wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
really young, 18, something like that, 18, 19. My gut hurts with that.
Oh,
I just feel stomach hurt. Um,
yeah. Mine's churning. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So I'll just helping them understand, all they need to do is turn around. Just turn around, take your attention off, move, get up, move. There we go. And turn around. And we're asking Michael to also bring the light of the heavenly realms for these two souls. They wish to move across, and they have lots of ancestors there waiting for them, and people that care, and their guides are there, helpers are there to help them. And okay,
Yeah.
I finally got a smile out of her. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Him too.
I think she's running across to her grandmother. Yeah. Mm. I feel they went across. Did you see that?
Yes.
Did you feel it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Wow.
Let's see what else is here. Getting anyone, Mike?
Well, I picked up on a young child, a girl whose father was in addiction and abused her,
Mm.
and she passed away. And she's asking for help.
The little girl is?
Yes,
Okay.
she is earthbound and doesn't understand what's going on. And she's doesn't understand why her father would do something like that. And what I can tell you is he was not thinking correctly when that happened. And drugs will do that to you, unfortunately. And he, I'm sure, regrets doing that because it's not something he would normally do because he is your father and he loves you very, very much. Being a father myself, I know that love exists no matter what. So what we would ask is for you to just relax. And if you would turn around and face away from what you're looking at, and what you'll see behind you is what we would call heaven. And the Archangel Michael will come in and create a shaft of white light. And this will allow you to transition up into heaven. Would you like to do that? Yes. Good. So you can walk up to it and look into the light and see if you see your aunts or uncles or mom or dad or anybody. They're usually waving. Yes, she says, I see them. Well, great. You can step into the light whenever you're ready. You're
I see
very
some
welcome. Thank
some
you.
little kids there too.
Yes. Yeah. There she goes.
Oh yeah, about that.
That was nice.
Thanks, Mike.
Yes.
Children are usually pretty easy. It's it's the adults that are a little bit harder to convince sometimes.
Yeah. They're so open to all the
They're
possibilities. And very often they haven't forgot all the things that we have forgotten about the other
right.
side.
Yeah. Okay.
So looking at the chat, Nun says his dad passed in 2017, didn't get to say goodbye. Can you feel him?
Okay.
I can feel him. He's crossed and he wants to communicate with you. And as we were saying earlier, your thoughts are energy that go out. And so when you think of good times, loving times when you were together, that brings his energy in. You can also ask for signs. Back when my dad passed away, I was 23 years old, and I couldn't connect with him, even though I was doing mediumship work at that time. I just had trouble connecting because of the closeness that we had. And I asked him to give me signs. And so I asked if he would leave little white feathers so I would know when he was around. And he did. The very next morning, when I got up out of bed and stood up and looked down, as I stood up, and right between my feet were where it was a little white feather. And of course, tears come running down as soon as you see that, because you know there's no birds in your house, or some people have birds, but I didn't at that time. So I knew, that had to be from him, and still find him to this day. Sometimes stuck under a wiper blade or inside the car or any number of places where they just don't happen to show up. It's not like they're floating around in the air outside. So ask for signs. Others have asked for pennies or dimes, heads up or upside or tails up, or any number of things. But yes, they really want to communicate with us. So
Right. I'm also getting from him that there is no goodbye, and he wants to relieve that burden off your shoulders. Your dad does. That there is no goodbye. So he's just changed form. He hasn't gone anywhere. He's just changed form. Yeah. And right. There's lots of signs that he can give you. I do feel that you have connected to him in your dreams. I'm feeling from him.
yeah, I was
Ooh,
feeling
man,
that
I felt
earlier
that.
too.
Which is the easiest way for them to connect to us usually.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the way you can tell is, or at least the way it comes across to me, is that you're in this dream and suddenly they show up and your attention just goes right to them and you want to go give them a big hug, and just love them. And that's usually when they've come into the dream for that, to connect to you. If you're have a dream where you're all sitting around the Thanksgiving table eating Thanksgiving dinner and you don't have that one-on-one connection, then it's just a dream that your family happens to be in, and your father or mother or whoever the case may be, just happens to be in your dream that you're dreaming. It's not necessarily that they stepped in to the dream to specifically connect with you, but you can usually feel it right away in your heart when they have.
Yeah, and I find that the more you connect with them on a conscious basis, that the more regular the more they come into your dreams when they visit you in your dreams, the more it's not such a big deal, if that makes any sense. It's like, okay, yeah, hey, it's like they're already there anyway, because if you connect with them, then you realize that they are still with you. And so when they do show up in your dream as a visit, for me anyway, then you're happy to see them, yeah, but it's just like normal everyday thing, because you go there anyway, to be with them anyway. So if you're conscious in your dream, that's a good thing, definitely. Yeah.
Great.
So the more you know that they are still around you, the easier it is for you to be able to recognize them in your nighttime travels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're always around you anyway.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see who else we get here. We have,
Okay.
hopefully that was helpful. Okay. I feel a woman here.
Yeah.
Feel her.
Uh-huh.
Oh, she's in her 40s, maybe.
Right.
She's a little bit older.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Than the
I
last
heard
one.
cocaine.
Yeah, I got it was something different than what we had been
Yeah.
doing before already. I got cocaine and pharmaceuticals, so kind of
Oh,
opioids or something like that. So I feel
yeah.
like it was a combination.
Right.
Just like a combination.
Yeah.
Yes. Showing me a combination. Okay. That's what I'm getting from her in her guides, or the information connection. She's confused. I'm getting from her that she actually hangs out with people who do that, and she doesn't want to do that anymore, she's saying. So she's aware, but she has these moments of lucidity, she says, but then she still has the addiction. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she's I feel like she's asking, help me break this cycle. Ooh, okay. Well, I tell you what we're going to help you with feels much, much better than any of that.
Yes.
Any of it. There's no comparison.
Right.
No comparison. Okay.
Yeah. It's the
Yeah.
greatest high you'll ever experience.
Because it's home and it's who we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Exactly.
right. Okay. I got the name Elizabeth. I feel like she just told me her
Yeah.
name, Elizabeth.
Yeah. That rings true.
Liz. Okay. She holds a lot of guilt. She feels a lot of guilt. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to help her release that. Guilt and shame. That's what keeps us down.
Yep.
Keeps us stuck a lot. Guilt, shame that yeah. All right. So I'm just helping her. Okay. There we go. Just turn around. She's I've been watching. Just turn around. There we go.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. And we're asking Archangel Michael now to bring the light of the heavenly realms for this woman, Elizabeth. Okay, there we go. Just go ahead and move across. It's okay. There's no judgment, no judgment there. Your
Right.
ancestors are there waiting for you. Everyone that you love is there. You may not remember them in this life, but you do know them.
Yeah.
Okay, someone put out their hand. Actually, I see Yeshua. I see Jesus there. He put out his hand for her.
Oh, nice.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. I do feel that her family was Christian,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of guilt there.
Yeah, I'm sure. Very nice.
Ooh, yeah, I feel that now.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. See who else we have.
I have a gentleman
I was just gonna say I see a man.
who's very thin, structured. It's kind of hard to guess his age because I think he aged more than,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel that he looks older than he really is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks, I think he looks about 48, 52 or 3, but I think he's more in his late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah. I'm feeling the same thing. Makes sense with what I'm getting, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark hair, kind of clean cut, but
Mhm.
he's not relinquishing how he passed. And that's okay. You don't have to. But he says, but I want to cross over. I'm done with this. I made a mistake. He's saying, well, all our mistakes are learning experiences. They're not really mistakes because they're
No,
part of our growing that helps us to grow. And we learn from those mistakes.
no, there's no mistakes in the higher realms, and it's just opportunities. There's really no mistakes.
Right.
Just
Exactly.
opportunity to learn, like you said, Mike.
So what we would like you to do is let go of the earth plane, of the earth that you see in front of you, and turn around. And we'll ask Archangel Michael to bring in the sacred light. And if you'll walk up to that light and look into the light, you'll see your relatives, your ancestors, all of them waving you in and inviting you to join them. He's got a big smile. He said, I see him. I see him. So whenever you're ready, you can step into that light. He turned and said, thank you so much, and stepped in. He
I
was
felt a lot of
ready.
fear. Huh?
Yeah.
I felt a lot of fear with him. I just felt tightness in my chest.
Yes.
Tightness in my
Yeah. A
chest
lot of
and
fear.
anxiety, fear, and or maybe he died of a heart. His heart just stopped. Well,
Yeah.
heart stops when we die, but Right.
Almost died
Yeah.
or stopped because of the drugs.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did feel it was drugs. Um, I got an impression it may have been fentanyl. And he
Yeah.
maybe
That
didn't
could
want to
be
admit it or didn't know or didn't want to admit it
right.
kind of thing,
Yeah.
or wasn't
Yeah.
sure, was confused kind of thing, that kind of thing. Yeah. So I got that impression. I don't know. I mean, you know, but that's what it felt like to me. At least he's in the light now. He's moved across. He's not in that space of
Yeah. So Ralph
fear.
says that he feel my mother is in a learning space, constricted due to physical and emotional and mental abuse, uh, sexual from the age of 1.5 to 3.5 years old. How is she progressing?
Wow.
Name of Laura, Lorah. So,
And this is for Ralph. Okay.
yes, from what I'm picking up, she's doing very well. She's already, so in situations like that, they have a kind of a place where you go to understand what took place and why. Some would say it's like a recuperation place, but it's more than that. It's an understanding of what you went through and why you went through it and how it's helped you to learn and to grow. And we all choose, and that's the hardest thing to understand, is why in the world would we choose these things to experience? But you choose them before you come to Earth, before you transition into the Earth to experience. And so that's what she has chosen to experience and grow from that. And so it can be very traumatic and hard on the person. And so they have a learning center to help you to understand that. And she
Yeah.
has, yeah, she
Great.
was in that and she's doing fine now.
Yeah, I feel that she's grown quite a bit, Ralph. I don't feel that she's in her
Oh,
in the initial phases.
the abuse was, he said she passed of cancer in 2009 and the abuse was against him.
Right. So yeah.
But so she experienced that.
She
And so,
experienced it and passed it on.
yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah,
it was the legacy. Yeah. And yeah, I feel that she has grown and is moving through that definitely.
yeah.
And I also feel that she is
She,
working to repair your relationship.
yeah, I was just going to say that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And as much as she can from there. Um, it's easier to resolve karma in the physical than it is in the spirit realm, unless we're working together with someone in the spirit, I mean in the physical realm, from the spirit
right.
realm in the physical realm. That makes any sense, because we have this container here that holds um, what we chose to do here. Whereas in the spirit realm, we have all kinds of things, that we can choose on, work on. But if we have that connection in the physical realm to the spirit realm, it's easier to heal that karmic program or that pattern with that person, as long as that person is also working to heal it as well between us. So so as you heal that relationship with her, she is working to heal it as well with you. You work
Yes.
together, and that's what I understand is how that works. And I've seen it many, many, many times, and I've learned that in my own personal life as well. So yeah, she's come a long way is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my friend at Present Wisdom says, my friend's mom passed on April of 2020. Would love to know how she is. My friend is here with me. Thank you.
Who is this? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's my friend and her friend's mom who's with her. Her friend's mom passed away in April of 2020.
Her friend's mom. Okay.
She's
She's do you see her, Mike? She's dancing. She's
yeah,
like, yeah, she showed up
yeah, she is.
dancing, just spinning and
Yeah,
dancing.
yeah, going like this.
Yeah.
Just she's very happy that she's able to communicate with you at this moment, and she is fine. And she wants you to know that, and she wants you to know that she has no more pain, no more cancer, no more trauma, no more anything. She's just doing great. She's glad it's all over.
She's so happy
Really
to be out of
glad.
that body. I keep
Yeah,
hearing that. I'm so happy to be out of that body. Yeah.
yeah,
She's saying, yeah, totally. Don't worry about her. She's so grateful, 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 definitely.
yes,
And so happy to be out of her body. She keeps laughing, making me
yeah,
laugh.
yeah. I know.
Um,
Never seen somebody express so much joy to be out of the body.
oh, I see it a lot. Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Especially with cancer people or
Yeah,
cancer patients. Yeah. But yeah, it's so she's saying make sure they know that I am doing beautifully.
yes, yes, yeah. She's doing great. Excellent, beautiful.
She's bringing through a lot of gratitude,
Yes,
to her
yeah,
daughter. Yeah. And
yes, and for all
yeah,
the help that she received and all that she went through, and all the people that helped her. Excuse me.
I just can't stop smiling when I
I
feel
know
when I connect to her. I can't stop smiling.
yeah, she is just so happy.
She's
Been a lot of fun as before the cancer came in.
she's a hoot.
Yeah. Wow. Nice.
Yeah. Let's see if okay, let's see if there's any other
People that need assistance.
yes.
All
And then
right.
we'll go back to the chat.
Yeah, that sounds good.
See another woman.
Yeah.
See her. Yeah. I feel that I see her. What she's showing me is what I'm getting is that she cuts herself. You know,
Uh-huh.
when people cut themselves.
Right.
I see that. That's what I'm seeing. I feel a lot of anxiety with her. I feel like she's in her 30s. Uh, yeah. I just feel really uncomfortable. And I feel like she's really uncomfortable in her body, and I'm getting drugs.
Yeah. She
Yeah, I just feel, like people that are on meth kind of thing. I mean, I just
right.
feel that my body's like, where you just kind of feel like you need to you want to jump out of your skin kind of thing. I've
Right. Me
observed it
too.
with people. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
I'm getting that from her. Okay. So, but she's asking for help. Uh, yeah, she's asking for help for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask for, whew, okay. Hmm. All right. So I'm asking her to go ahead and turn around and take her attention off the earth plane, that her life on the earth plane is finished, that she is done. She's done all she needs to do, and all she needs to do is turn around, that whatever role she played there and experiences she had, she chose for soul growth, and it's time to leave that life. And all she needs to do is turn around, and I'm asking Archangel Michael to bring the light of the heavenly realms for this soul, this young woman that we are working with now, please, and open up to the higher planes for her to move across. Okay, so just, there we go. All right,
Yeah.
so please just move across your ancestors and anyone. Oh, she has some people that she knows there that
Yeah.
are friends too, that
Great.
have gone before her. She's saying the same thing, she's saying. So there we go. They're there. Okay, she's very, very happy to see everyone.
Yes.
Oh,
Nice.
I heard the name Carolyn, Carol, something like that, or Carol. Okay.
Yeah, Carol, I'm hearing the sound.
Yeah, hard C.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she would, at least that. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay. So we have can't stop, won't stop. Okay. January, L. Cooper passed in 1996. Okay. So their name is January. That is correct. January L. Cooper. Okay. So you're asking, still time to check on some loved ones that crossed over. Oh, yes. We could check on January L. Cooper. Okay. Mhm. Yes, I do feel, let me see here. Let me see what you're getting. I would feel they either reincarnated already, because I'm not getting a strong connection. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, that's it was a bit confusing at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is already reincarnated and we're speaking to his higher self. That's what I just heard. And
Okay.
he's done so well, he's back at it again. So, but yeah, he crossed over, didn't have any problems.
I'm feeling a female energy, but that doesn't mean anything, but I'm feeling a female energy. I don't know if that's the reincarnation or when they were in this life. But you feel male. Okay. I guess it doesn't matter, but I
Well,
do feel
just
it.
of the energy from when he was here.
Okay. Yeah, and it might be the reincarnation I feel then. Okay. But yeah, I do feel that they've gone through their life review, did cross over, did everything they needed to do, plan another life. I do feel that they planned another life and has entered the earth experience again. Yeah. Because they want to be here for
all that's taking place.
all that's taking place. Yeah.
Yeah, for the ascension, for the
That's what I'm
rebirth
feeling.
of the earth.
I do. Yeah. He's saying that she died. Yeah. Okay. So it was a female. Okay. Yeah, I was feeling female.
That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, so that makes sense with what I was getting to, that that she wanted to get back in the get back in the game, I guess you could say. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that she, but I was feeling that she was back, and I do feel she's in female form again.
Okay.
But let's see here if we can connect to that part of her, because we always have a lot. I mean, we only bring a certain amount of energy into our physical lives because we are immense. Our oversoul is immense energy, and so we with each experience, each physical experience, we bring a certain amount, percentage, depending on what we have going on, how much
Right.
how much growing and learning we choose to do, how much energy we want to bring, or percentage of our higher self. The Journey of Souls talks about this really good in that book, Journey of Souls by Michael Newton, and Destiny of Souls. But yeah, but she's good. She's back in. She's back. Some people may say why, but but when we're on the other side, it's kind of like getting in. Like when you play sports, I guess, or something like that, or
Yeah.
or an adrenaline rush junkie. You say, why would anyone want to do that? And it's because we're human and we like challenges.
Yeah. Well, one of my teachers said Earth is one of the most challenging places to come to. She said it was like an 8.5 to a 9 out of 10. It's dealing with the duality,
Yeah.
and fear, and all that we have to deal with, and it's where we grow the fastest as well. So that makes sense. But yeah, while we're here, we kind of wonder why in the heck we came here, and then want to make sure this is the last time I come.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And well, in this dense reality anyway, but we're always going to be incarnating some way, somehow, because
Yeah.
that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what God, source, whatever you want to call us, that we express does. That's what we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. Um, okay, so he said, wow, I heard she may have returned. Yeah, that's what I was getting. Yeah,
Yeah.
she has. I feel, yeah, Mike did too. So confirming that. Okay, let's see. See if there's anybody else here that we can help. Of course, there's always going to be people, right,
Yeah.
that aren't in the chat.
Can't stop, won't stop said thank you. Great.
You're very welcome.
Yes. Yes. Very welcome.
Okay.
Do we want to look for more? Or?
Let me see if there's anyone else that wants us to check on somebody, since they're here in the chat, watching. Okay, Rosio?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, so she says her grandma passed in 2020. I feel I get signs from her, but not sure if it's just my imagination, but I get the signs too frequent to be coincidence. Or maybe I'm just manifesting them.
Yeah. That's that's your ego is telling you maybe you're just manifesting them, and your intuition is telling you the truth that you are getting signs,
Yeah.
because they want us to know that they're okay, that they're fine, and that they're watching over us. I mean, they really want us to be able to communicate with them and to think about them, and share love with them. Think of the good times we had together. But yeah, So your grandmother is connecting with you and speaking with you and communicating with you, and just trust what comes to you. A lot of my students, I just, they always question, I just don't know if what I'm hearing is real. Well, does it make sense to you? Yeah. Well, trust in what comes to you. It's,
The more you trust, the more it flows, the more it
yes.
comes. The more you trust, the more it comes. And I've learned there's no such thing as coincidence.
No.
That word needs to be taken out of the English language.
Yeah.
No
Yep.
such thing. Yeah. So yeah, it's called actually synchronicity. That's
Yes.
the word we need to use, synchronicity.
Yeah.
Because yeah. So yes, what he said. It's not, our imagination, we think that our imagination is something that we should dismiss, when actually our imagination helps a
Yeah.
lot. It helps open doors. It helps open portals to the other side.
Yep.
So we need our imagination. We need that
Yeah.
in order to connect. Yeah. And we've been programmed and trained to think our imagination doesn't mean anything, but
Right.
it really does. We need our imagination for creativity, for all kinds of things, to open up our awareness and open up our world, and then everything. And that's how we get flow, and that's how spirit is able to connect with us, when we are connected to our imagination.
Yes.
Yeah.
And our loved ones and
Mhm.
everyone that's crossed over. Yeah. Your
Yeah,
imagination is
yeah,
so
that's where,
strong.
right. Not just our loved ones, but our guides, our angels,
Yep.
anyone in the spirit world.
Yeah.
The spirit world period is able to connect to us, with us, a lot easier when we use our imagination, and when we open up to our creativity. And there's an author that I admire called Bruce Moen, who says that just imagining things primes the pump. He calls it priming the pump.
Yeah.
So what it does is open up the door, and it
Yeah.
helps us connect to the higher realms. So
Yeah.
yeah, it is your imagination, because you are getting information through your imagination.
Yes, exactly. Everything, when we're closing our eyes and we're using our third eye, which is our imagination, and the pictures come to us, like we see this gentleman or this lady at different ages, and this is our imagination. And we trust it. And Sharon and I connect and see the same thing. And I've done this with many other people I've worked with. And so have you, Sharon. You connect with the person and you can see the same thing. And you can describe it between you and the other person. And they'll go, yeah, that's what I see too. And that is the power of the imagination. It's way beyond what we know.
Yes. Yeah, because the powers that be, the people here, I'm sure, have heard me talk about this, don't want us to use our third eye. They don't want us
Right.
to be able to see beyond the veil. And
Yeah.
that's what using our imagination is all about, is seeing beyond the veil. So opening up our imagination helps us be a sovereign being, to where we're not programmed, because TV, all the
Media.
programming out there, the media, it's all programming our third eye, programming our brow chakra to what they, whatever you want to call it, the controllers, want us to see and want us to be like, and want us to believe. So when we go within and use our own imagination, that's what's actually real. The other is illusion.
Yeah.
So it's upside down.
Yeah.
We live in an upside down world. Okay. But things are coming, they're being righted.
Good deal.
All right, let's see here. Present Wisdom says, thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. You're
Sharon.
very welcome.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yes, for sure.
We'd love to also hear from my husband's father, who passed in April of 2003. Okay. Present.
Sharon.
So this is your father-in-law. Because father-in-law is a lot, and stepfathers, they come through as fathers usually, as dad energy. Yeah. So sometimes it's difficult to pull that apart if there's a really close relationship there. Okay. His blood doesn't matter on the other side.
No.
Okay, there he is. I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's stepping forward. Thank you.
He looks like he's wearing I don't know if he's wearing a suit or something like that. Dress slacks and yeah, it's like I dressed up. I dressed up. I'm getting that impression from him. What about you, Mike? It feels like I dressed up for this, or I dressed up.
Very dapper.
Yeah.
Or
maybe that's his normal way. I don't know, but I see him in nice, like dressed up kind of thing.
Dress for success.
Yeah, there you go. Or he dressed up for the occasion. I'm not sure, but he's so he's good. Yeah.
He's watching over the family, all of you, and he's there for you anytime. He's very glad to make this connection and wants to build on it. So as we were saying earlier, just your thoughts go out and you can draw them in just by thinking about them. I've had so many classes where we get talking about somebody that passed away, and pretty soon they come in, they're in the room. I mean, you can feel the energy shift in the room, and they're there. And sometimes you can smell the cigarettes that they smoked, or you can smell the cologne, or you can smell any number of things, or it's amazing. All kinds of signs they give us to let us know. One time we smelled this coffee, and the lady next to me said, "I think that's my grandmother. She was a heavy coffee drinker."
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm hearing the name John. Feels like a J name, John. I don't know if that's for you, but I'm hearing that name. So I'm gonna leave that there. Yeah, he's sending lots of love to you and to your husband, to his son. And he comes in a lot of gratitude too. He's also talking about feeling so much better. Yeah, it's difficult when you're not getting feedback from someone, but I see him in like a hospital gown now. He's saying I feel like maybe he hated that, or when he went to the hospital, he hated being in that kind of thing.
Yeah. The open back, he didn't like.
Yeah, I didn't like any of it.
Nope.
And hopefully this makes sense. Yeah. So he's good.
Yes, doing very well.
He's saying thank you for asking for me. Asking for me. Yeah.
Great.
All right, so we got a couple minutes left to see here. See if we skipped anybody up here.
Oh, nice Rosio. She gets a lot of dimes, enough to where we had a bag to give away to the needy in Mexico, which is what she wanted. Every time I find one, she comes to mind. Yeah, you'll know when you see it. You know, like I'll see a feather and I'll go, oh, that's kind of like what my dad would send, but I know it's not from him. And then I'll be walking along and just glance down and I know that's from my dad. It's funny. I told my cousin about it, and actually my nephew, and he said, yeah, sure, okay, whatever. And he's a mechanic, and one day he was pissed, and he took his wrench that he was working on the car and he threw it down on the ground and was cussing away, and he looked down, and on top of his shoe was a little white feather. And he said, Grandpa, thank you.
I
Oh,
love
they
that.
were they were very close.
I
So
love that.
yeah, it really helped him.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they do want to help us.
they
They
do.
do.
They really do. And
Yeah.
they want us to know that they're there for us, and we can always talk to them, always communicate with them, and they hear us.
Okay, so Grace, hopefully you're still here, Grace. Looks like we skipped your message. Um,
Oh,
so she says her daughter, Rebecca,
past 11,
passed
11,
11,
12.
11, 12.
Wow.
Dang. I'm
Brother
sorry to
James,
hear that. Yeah, brother Jamie
21,
passed 2021,
2021,
and a friend
friend,
passed fentanyl 2020.
2020.
Kelly.
Wow.
Yeah, we can certainly check on them. All right, let's start with your daughter.
Yeah. She has crossed
Okay.
over. She's not earthbound. And she wants you to know she misses you and loves you very much. She's watching over you and very proud of what you're doing, how you're helping people.
I feel she says thank you, Grace, for I feel like she's talking about something that you did in her honor, and she says she's saying thank you. She's also saying that your love is what helped her, their family. Your love is what helped her when she did cross.
Yeah.
And I feel like also she's talking about your prayers as well. Prayers do work. Prayers lift up spirit, our loved ones in spirit. So
Yes.
she's saying thank you, but I also feel like there was something you did in her honor. Oh, she's died violently. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it feels like your love, your prayers is what helped her move across because of that. So she's saying that she was not, I don't feel that she was stuck at all. That your prayers and your love helped her
Yeah.
move across. Um, and I get that there's something you did in her honor, and she says thank you. She says she knew she was going to die young. She told me. Yeah, she feels like a very aware soul for sure. Yeah. She's well now. She's very well. She wants you to be happy.
Yes.
She wants you to be happy. Okay. Yeah. Um,
I see your brother Jamie with her, his arms around her. He wants you to know that he's there with her. They're together, as with other family members now. There's a bunch of them behind them.
yeah, they're together.
Yes.
Mm. Yeah, a lot of family there. A lot.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot.
Yeah. It was like an audience.
Yeah, he's good.
It goes back many years. Many.
Friend passed fentanyl 2020, Kelly. Okay. Female. I feel like female.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
I feel she's crossed.
Yeah. I do too.
Yeah. I feel she had help.
Yeah. She had a hard life in the end part, maybe most of it actually. She hid a lot away from other people. She said she was ashamed. There's nothing to be ashamed of. It's all a growing and learning experience.
Yeah, I do feel she had a lot of help.
Yeah. Yeah. She said she went through that thing I was talking about earlier where they help you when you get over here.
Right. Yeah, the healing center.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm. My mom was in a healing center for quite a while. I would visit her when she passed. I'd visit her in my dreams, and I'd sit next to her it was like I was in a hospital. And I'd just sit next to her there while we'd talk and I hold her hand while she was healing from, because she had a tough life. So when we're in that space of having to heal everything we've gone through in life, that kind of thing, if we haven't done it here,
yeah.
Yeah, that's where we go, is what I understand. Yeah.
Right. That's why it's so important to do the self-forgiveness work, is you can heal yourself while you're here. You can let all of the things that have happened to you in the past go, and just know that they were all what brought you to where you are right now. You wouldn't be where you are right now if you hadn't have gone through all of that. And that's a little tough to understand sometimes. When I first heard it, I thought, you got to be kidding. But it's the truth.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Someone we haven't got to. Elizabeth says, hi, is there a message for me? Okay, Elizabeth. Do you have a grandmother? I'm feeling a grandmother's coming through for you.
Yeah.
Grandmother energy, if you could maybe put that in the chat. Yeah, I feel grandmother energy here.
She's a playful energy.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, she's she's definitely coming through with lighthearted energy. She's saying that she says, speaking of healing, she's been here. She's speaking of healing. I feel that she says, I've healed quite a bit. Okay, message. Let's see.
Yes, she says it was yes to our question about grandmother.
Yes. Okay. Elizabeth, what I'm feeling from her is she's saying to continue on your path, that you might have questions if you're on the right path, kind of thing. And I'm getting that the answer is yes. Okay, wait, with the caveat. Let me see what the caveat is. Let me see. Okay. They're saying, what I'm getting is that she's saying that the path or the quest is the path. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. So the quest is the path. Okay. It's kind of convoluted the way it's coming through, the way I'm getting it. So your questions, your quest is the path. I know I'm repeating myself, but that's what I keep hearing. And as long as you are on that path, you are on the right path. Because I'm feeling that she's saying you're asking, am I on the right path? And I'm sure Mike, you get that too.
Yeah.
Yes. So as long as you keep asking and searching and are in that space of questioning, what's this all about kind of thing, or I want to know more, and wanting to expand your awareness, that type of thing, she's saying, then yes, you are on the right path.
Yes. And you can feel it in your heart when you're on the right path too. Very good.
I hope that makes sense, because she's saying trust what you what you get. Because
Elizabeth says, thank you. I understand.
Good.
Very good.
Okay, Shelley, did my mom come through? Apologize if I missed it. Apologize. No, you'd have to ask us. Yeah. I don't know if your mom came through. I don't think so.
She said, did my mom know I was at her bedside? Did she hear me?
Oh, I didn't even see that message. So I knew there was some we missed.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is Shelley?
Yeah. Before that, she asked, are you connecting with our peeps? And yes, we do and can. And let's see. Let's connect with mom real quick.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Shelley. You didn't miss it. We missed it.
Yeah. Yeah, we missed. Your mom just said, I'm here. You didn't miss me. I'm here. I'm just waiting.
She heard you.
Yes. And she's really thankful for all that you did for her. Golly, I'm just tearing up. What love. Yes, she knew you were at her bedside and all that you did for her. And she's very grateful. Wow.
Yeah, I feel a lot of gratitude there.
Yes.
And a lot of making up to do. I'm hearing making up to do. Because she's in a space now, I feel that she sees things much differently. Yeah. So, yes, she did.
Yes, she sure did.
Yeah. I keep hearing a lot to make up for. Hope that makes sense. All right, so we are out of time.
Oh, yes, boy. Goes by so fast. That was
I know, right?
Well, we helped a lot of people, and both in the chat and in the realm.
In spirit realm, yeah. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. I just enjoy doing this work so much. It's so rewarding.
It is. And thank you, everyone, for being here. Hopefully, what we brought through was helpful.
Yes.
And we'll see you next time. Have a good night.
Yes, for sure. Thank you. Good night.